Hey guys, okay, so I'm Hilary Griffin. Like I said, I'm an Emerald leader with It Works Global, working on Diamond, and I'm super pumped for tonight because Morgan Pickering and I change things up here and there. We like to bring you guys really practical tips and go deeper on the things that you're learning to do every day to grow your business. But today is something where we're changing it up. We are going to talk about things that have to do with your mindset. Um, and we're gonna like dig deep into a couple things, but not like too deep where it's like awkward. But I really want you guys to take this serious. I don't want you to listen to us tonight and just be like, oh, I feel good, like that was a good motivational thing. Like, no, this is real stuff where if you can just change your perspective on a couple things that we mentioned, it can really help your business. So it's not going to be too deep, but at the same time, it is more than a motivational speech from the two of us. Okay. um so first thing is I want you guys to get out a piece of paper, and I want you to write down everything, and you are not in trouble for any of this if you choose to share it in the chat. But I want you to write down everything that you have thought when maybe somebody, you were about to send some messages and you feel like insecure about it a little bit. You feel like you don't have it in you to like do the messaging. Maybe you just dealt with a family member who doesn't really understand what you do and you don't have the motivation to move forward. Like, what are some of the thoughts that maybe you love this, but there are some days where you're like, I'm not feeling this at all. What are those things that keep you from seeing like where I've gotten to, where Morgan has gotten to, where Courtney or other leaders that you guys have followed or looked into? What are the thoughts? Like, what are those things that say like, I can't do that, I can't get there, even though I'm like, I believe them, I believe that this is real, but for whatever reason, I haven't gotten there yet, and I don't think I can. Like, what are some of those, just, I would call them just those hurdles, those things that, another word for it is self-limiting beliefs. Um, just kind of like the negative thoughts. Like, and while you guys are writing, I'm going to tell you some of my own, okay? My own is, no one's going to like it if I share this my way. I'm not gonna get Diamond because I've been claiming that for a year. That's like legit for me. Like, real thoughts, okay? And yeah, we're like diving into the deep end right now, but I want you guys to like, really be like real about whatever you write down. Other things would be, I don't have time because my kids constantly need me and stuff like that. I don't know if there's any moms on here. If you're a mom watching this later, then know that I'm feeling you. But maybe it's, I don't have time to be as successful as those other girls. I don't know how to take pictures. I don't know how to edit them. My captions that I write suck. So I just keep having to copy paste, and I'm never going to be able to do it my own way. Like, whatever those thoughts are. So I'm just throwing things out, but I wonder if you got muted.
Am I?
Oh, no, you're not muted. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I was just going to go off of what you were saying, like any of those things that you think of as to why you don't think that you can be successful in this.
Mm-hmm.
Is it, well, I don't look like this person, or I don't have time like that person, or like sometimes, and this is a silly thing to think of, but I think of it, and excuse my nails, it's quarantine. But like, I see moms take pictures with their kids and they're having so much fun and posting how they're now stay-at-home mom. And I'm like, well, I don't have kids. And so that's even a thought. And like, although I'm not sitting here like, pop me out a kid, but like, that's a thought that people can have of like, well, I can't do that because I don't have that. So like, that can kind of be thinking of like, why things are stopping you. Well, why should I even message because I don't have a big network? Why should I even post because barely 5 people like my photos? Why should I post on my story because no one watches them anyways? I don't look like her. I don't get ready every day to look like that. I'm a hot mess half the time, or I'm super busy with this and they're not. So how can I be successful with this? So that's kind of like what we're getting at, is like, what are those things that you tell yourself sometimes? And maybe it's like so like subconscious, like you don't even realize that you're thinking that, but you're telling yourself, well, I can achieve that because of this. How like I've thought of like, well, I don't have cute kids to take photos of. Like it's just me and my dog. As simple as that is a negative thought that I've had to train myself of like, who cares? Like Cheyenne Knox doesn't have kids and look where she's at, you know? But there's also people, and there's moms are like, well, I do have kids, I don't have time. Well, there's also successful women in this business that have 5 kids. So that's kind of what we were, you know, going with.
So if like a few of you who've been around for a little while now, I'm gonna call on y'all. I'm gonna ask you to be a leader and maybe share like one thing that you wrote down, like share it in the chat really quick, because I want to do a really quick activity exercise thing where I want to help you replace that thing with truth. And then that's going to lead us into what we're going to be talking about tonight, because the topic, if you haven't caught on yet, it is stop self-sabotaging, because Morgan and I have done it. We have done it. And so it's our job to lead you guys through the valleys that we've been through. That's why we're here. We have gone through those valleys. We have gone through hard things in our business, and we've dealt with life outside of our business and how it affects the business. So really quick, I just want at least one or two of you, or Morgan, you throw out one, I guess, but one or two of you, I'm going to wait. And I want to kind of, what I'll do is I'll just say like, okay, this, yeah, may be true. It may be true. You may not be a professional blogger right now. That's truth, right? But it's not something that should hold you back. So I'm gonna wait for just a minute. I feel like I'm pulling a Rachel Morgan.
Oh yeah.
There's a leader that she just sits and she waits on her team. Okay. I like this. Okay, so I'm going to start with answering Morgan's really quick, okay? So you guys can kind of see how this goes, and then we're going to dive into the rest of the content for the night. So Morgan said, Facebook has scared me. And hold on. Morgan is speaking. This is her truth, okay? Because Morgan, if most of y'all are on her team, if you're watching this later on, you know Instagram is Morgan's jam. And so this is truth. Like Morgan and I, like, it's so good to have an accountability partner, somebody that you can just like talk to like that, because we never allow each other to stay stuck. We allow truth to be spoken to each other. There be like a correction in our mind, and then we get to moving forward. And so anyways, just have to point that out. She's not just making up something in the chat. So Morgan said, Facebook has scared me because I'm not good at it, but I know it works, so I'm getting over that hurdle. So here's the thing. Facebook, it can be a hot mess for anybody who has not yet like ventured into it. That's the truth. But what is also true is God put a calling on Morgan's life, and he will provide for everything that she does. When she says, you know what, I'm scared to do this. Facebook is a network that has not seen this side of my business before, and like the side of my life before. But I believe that the Lord is going to bless her faithfulness to do stuff over there. And honestly, he already has, because she's already been enrolling from Facebook now. But your girl, your leader, is just now starting on Facebook and is already getting some enrollments, coming from a place of no experience in that area yet. So she's like newbie level. So for you guys who are also newbies on our team, like, come on, like she's already been able to get some enrollments. And I know a few other people who are just now hopping over to Facebook. I've worked on Facebook for a long time. I didn't start working Instagram as hard until I connected with Morgan, and she helped me with Instagram. And then I started rolling on Instagram all of a sudden. And guess what? It was because we got honest feedback. We got tips, and then we actually did the action. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Because a lot of times, right, I'm really like, y'all, Come on now, because if we're gonna go there, y'all gotta go there with me. Morgan asked
Don't
anyone.
hurt my feelings that I'm the only one that struggles.
Right. Right. It's like, this is not a little island that we want to be on alone. We're already isolated.
I'm by myself. I'm on the struggle bus party one.
Right. Oh, okay. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So I think this is the other Morgan.
Yes.
Right. Okay. It says iPhone. No, I was
Only
like,
Morgan struggle.
okay. Here we go. Both the Morgans. Here we go. I didn't post on my social media before this business, so I am really trying to make posts and get myself out there more. But I had never posted on an Instagram story before this business either. So I have really tried to get myself out there. So here's the thing. One action a day. You're like, okay, so here's what's true. What's true, Morgan, is that you don't have a ton of experience on Instagram. That's true. But what's also true is that small actions put out daily will compound and you will see results. I firmly believe that for your business. You're going to see results based off of your ability to move past your fear with that. And because here's the thing, there's probably other people out there who are watching you get started in this journey and start taking it really serious, and you're going to post every day on your story. And when you do, those people who thought, I'm not good at Instagram, I can't do this, they're going to see you in all of your awkwardness and all of that. And they're going to say, I can too, because she just did it. So that's my thing. It's like, I will try something just to show somebody else that it can be done. Like I'll show moms, you can have crazy kids and build a business at home. And that builds belief in other women who are aspiring to stay at home with their kids. It can be done. Like, it's as simple as that. It's not that you have to be this Instagram guru person. You don't have to like be the best at Over and Canva and those apps and stuff like that. You don't have to do all of that. All you have to do is show other people this can be done. I don't have experience in this. And that's actually a part of your story. A part of your story is, I don't have experience in this, but I've already started seeing that my confidence is being built, that I have an empowering group of women talking, like speaking life into me every day, that I'm learning things about Instagram that I never knew. And now I'm learning how I can really make money with this. That's your story right now. Like, run with that, because that relates to people more than Morgan and I can, more than other leaders can. Okay, next one. And then we're going to go into the content. Okay. I made my first talking video to my story, and that absolutely scares me. I want to be more interactive with my followers than just pictures. Okay, so about that, the best way to think about it, I actually just talked to, okay, so like, truth is, you don't have experience with that yet. Okay, that's true. Guess what? For me, I didn't have experience talking about products in the way that I talk about it. Just because I knew social media, I didn't know how to talk about products when I first got started, but I knew how to talk about things that I liked, and I knew how to make recommendations to my friends. So that's the thing. You most likely know how to talk to your friend. So imagine if you had to, like, I don't know, get creative with it and feel like you're looking past the camera, have a conversation with a friend and just record it. Like that feeling of, this is like a reality TV type of feel, that realness. That's what people want right now. People want that more than that perfectly, formatted video. So I say, get creative, and when you feel like you don't know enough about the business or products, just talk about it the way you would to your best friend when you're like recommending something. Or watch a training, and then right after the training, treat it like you were watching a movie. Right after a movie, you'd be like, oh my gosh, I love this movie. You guys have to see it, blah, 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 blah. Talk about it like that. People don't want to feel sold to. They want to see what you're sharing and then decide for themselves. So that's my recommendation with that. Okay. So these are a few ways where we hope that instead of staying married to those thoughts, like staying with those thoughts, it's our hope that instead of sticking with that first thought, that we can help you guys bridge over into solutions and being solution minded. So you're either going to be on the island of self-sabotage, or you're going to finally get on the island of, I'm finding some solution here, even if it's not comparable to somebody else's. If it's a good solution and it's something that you can move forward with and your business will move forward with, then it's a good thing. So Morgan's going to go more like deeper into the mindset with all this and everything. And I hope we didn't go too long on this part, just because we have a lot of stuff to share. So I'm going to give it over to Morgan.
Yes. Okay, awesome. So this part I will kind of go quick on. But Amanda, I think you sent yours just to me instead of everyone. So I'm just gonna like go over hers like just real quick. She was saying how she doesn't feel like she has enough time to make stories and post for pictures, and English is not her first language, Spanish is, and she has a big Mexico network. So a few things with that. So if you don't feel like you have enough time right now, that's fine. We have a ton of content on our team page, so utilize that in this time frame, because it won't always be like that. And then you can get more creative and things like that with stories in your post. And she said she's also scared of talking in videos because English is not her first language. Then don't. If English is not your first language, talk in Spanish, you know? If you have a big Mexico network, girl, I can't speak Spanish, so those are your people, and go after them. So that's amazing. That's like a leg up that we don't have. So go for it. A little tip too that I would do is look at the products that we have only in Mexico, because it is a new market, so there are limited products. But if you have a big network in Mexico, find the products that are available there. And yes, but find the products that are available there and start trying those types of products. So then when you're talking about them in Spanish, your network is actually, you know, able to order those products. So that's a little tip as well. Marwa, that Hilary posted in there. So she lives in Texas, like Fort Worth area, but she is from Sudan. And her primary language is Arabic, which we have no training in Arabic. We are not open in her countries or anything. And she is the first person ever in our company that just went double ambassador last month during a quarantine. Arabic. Most of her women that she has on her team are Arabic women. And her stories is just incredible. So I'm not going to dive in too much of that. But do not let that stop you with that for sure. And yeah, Marwa is incredible. So I'm going to go into kind of the topic for tonight, which is stop self-sabotaging. So really kind of about mindset, but digging kind of deeper as like, you know, we can say, you know, all the time, be positive, have a good mindset, but it's like, okay, but really like, what does that even look like? So a few things that I kind of want to point out. So this opportunity that we have, and now I feel like that speaks more than anything right now, is our opportunity and our products. And if I've learned a lot of things during this quarantine, but I feel like some main things that people can learn from this quarantine is, one, the importance of a side hustle and having that extra money, because this kind of hit everyone like a ton of bricks, and everyone was like, whoa, what are we going to do? And unless you don't have a ton of money saved up, or you don't have a side hustle, or you're not able to work from home, this is hard for a ton of people. Like unemployment, I don't know if y'all know, but it's like 22 million or something. Is that even right? Or maybe I'm like, is it 2 or 22? I don't know. I should know, but whatever. It's hard. And now more than ever, people are thinking more about having a side hustle or looking for a new path in life, or with this quarantine, being more healthy, washing their hands, staying healthy, building up their immune system. And look at what company you're in. I mean, come on. We literally have both. So I really want y'all to get in this mind frame, and it can kind of go in with confidence, because I felt like I was kind of doing this a different way until I did kind of get confident with this and look at it from a different perspective. But I don't want y'all to wait that long of getting past that. So I'm going to tell you now, do not be desperate with this business. Do not look at a chart. And I told Hilary this when we were, you know, looking at her chart, because we're in each other's business all the time, but that's what we do. But when you look at your chart, whatever chart that you're promoting to, it's ruby, emerald, diamond, double, whatever, and you see empty boxes for people, do not put, oh my gosh, I need 5 boxes. I need 5 boxes. I just need someone to join. No. You get to help 5 people. See how that switched your mindset of, I need 5 people? Because if you need someone, you're going to come off desperate. You're going to come off needy. You're going to come off pushy. You're like, I just need you. Just come on. Like, please join. And people are like, whoa, girl, chill out. Like, ew, no, don't do that. But if you come from a place of, I have to tell you about this opportunity because it has changed my life, or maybe it hasn't yet. Maybe you've made $10. That's 10 more bucks than you had yesterday. Be grateful for that and share that this opportunity can give you all these things. And I just had to share this with you because I would be selfish not to. And I know how much this has changed other people's lives. And I just wanted to share it with you. If you come from a place of that and knowing their goals and getting to know them, like my girls, y'all know the first distributor message. What are the last 4 words of the message? Anyone know on the top of their head? Tell me about you. We are not in a selfish business. We are in a helping business. And so we are going to get to know people. We're going to get to know their goals. We're going to get to know their dreams because that's what we're here for. We're not here because, oh, just join. Just, I need you. I need it. No, we have something incredible. And so don't come across desperate as like, I need customers. I need this. I need that. I. No, don't do that. You get to share our products with people. You get to share this opportunity with people. And I say it all the time when people are like, I don't want to post. I don't want to message people. I'm like, you're selfish. And as sad as that is to say, but you are, because we have something so amazing, but don't come across that way because, and I'm saying this because I've been there. I've looked at something and it's like, oh my gosh, I need all this. Like I got to just like anyone. And people can sense that. But if you come from a place of, I'm just, and yes, we're not Ambassador Diamonds, but we are an ambassador for this company. We get to share this with people. Sorry, I'm looking down my notes. We get to share this with people. So don't come from that place. Come from, and even if you don't have the most extreme confidence, borrow it from me. I'm going to help you. Your enroller is going to help you. We have tips and messages to get you there. It's not just going to click tomorrow that you have confidence. Sometimes I'm not confident in some things sometimes. Like I just said, I'm scared to death of Facebook. And I'm slowly going to get there. But you have to take those baby steps. And speaking of baby steps, don't look so far of a goal. Like let's say your goal is diamond. You're going to be averaging about a full-time income. And let's say you haven't hit ruby yet. Don't look at a diamond chart and freak yourself out so much and say, I'm not even going to try for ruby because my goal is diamond and I'm looking at diamond and I can't take care of 15 people. I don't know the skills for that. You're right. You don't, because you haven't even hit ruby yet. And ruby's just taking care of 3 people. And then you got to hit emerald, and emerald taking care of 7 people. And then you're going to go diamond. And each time you take those steps, that is leading you up to, because when you hit diamond, you're going to feel comfortable with that. And you're going to feel confident in that you can take care of those girls because you've done the baby steps. So don't look so far ahead of like, how is that even going to happen? Well, you haven't even hit A, B, C, and D yet to get to E. So don't let that freak you out. That's why we have charts. That's why we have the steps to success, because there are steps. So don't get ahead of yourself and don't freak yourself out and get in your head and self-sabotage thinking so far ahead with that. So also too, just going along with that, don't get in your own way. And I think that's one thing that we can just keep reiterating with this self-sabotaging, that we are our own worst enemy and our biggest cheerleader. And it's up to you on which one you're going to be that day. We can get so in our head as to why we can't do something, and we're not going to do it. You can't sit here and say, yeah, I really don't think this is going to happen, but I'm going to do the steps because that's what I'm told, but I don't really know. People can sense that, and no one's going to order a product. No one's going to join your team. And I'm saying that because people can feel that. It's crazy how I will be in a bad mood or just something, upset me, or it's just one of those days. And I'm like, you know what? But I got a message. So I'm going to message these people and no one's interested. And I'm like, I message people. What's going on? But they can sense that in me so honestly, if you need a message and you're not in the right mind frame, turn on some worship music, listen to a podcast, listen to something inspiring, do a dance party in your bathroom, go for a walk, take a shower. I don't know. Do whatever that really makes you happy inside. And I know it's kind of hard with this quarantine, but do something that really makes you happy inside to get in a right mind frame before you do something. Because it's going to resonate off of that. And if you're doing action and your inside isn't right, then it's a waste of time. So anyways, with that, Hilary's going to kind of go into, which I think is incredible, is it convenience versus commitment? Is that right? Yes. So the difference between those two, this is incredible. So yes.
Okay. So I don't know if you guys can hear that there is a smoke alarm, fire alarm thing going off in my house. But I think what's funny is I'm like, please get it turned off because everything's fine. But gravy. Okay. So, everything should be fine, but this is just really funny for what I was going to talk about. So when what Morghan was talking about, how you get in this place where you're not feeling it, like you're really not feeling it. Like maybe the day before when you were doing your messaging and things like that, you dealt with some negative Nancy's and people like that. Maybe your family has been like, why are you doing this kind of thing? I don't understand. Like all that kind of stuff. If that is, sorry, I'm just checking to make sure everything is okay because it's off now. Okay. But if that's been the kind of thing that you have dealt with, okay, what happens when things come our way that are inconvenient, when things come our way that are honestly like frustrating, like we can say that, like we can be like, I hope that the exercise at first was helpful for this part, because I think we're kidding ourselves if we're not real about how certain things with the business, like how we feel about that. I think we have to recognize how we feel about something. We have to recognize our thought process about something. But then what do we do with that? Okay, because, okay, so how do you do what Morghan was just talking about? How do you get in that mindset? Okay, you listen to a worship song and stuff like that, but what happens when it doesn't shake off? Or what happens if you keep cycling around back to that thing? Well, what I believe is that we all kind of have what's called like these default settings that we all kind of fall on. And what happens is you've made a commitment to this business. And sometimes things in life may inconvenience you, or sometimes the business feels like an inconvenience. It's one or the other. But the thing is are you going to fall to what's just convenient at the time and then be mad at yourself later because your check doesn't reflect what it could have? Because I've done that like plenty of times. I've been like, why? Because it was inconvenient for me to run with my business last summer when I was the maid of honor at my best friend's wedding, and I was putting a lot of time and effort towards that. It was inconvenient to run my business towards the next promotion at that time. And guess what? I still kick myself now for what I wasn't doing then because it was inconvenient. So the thing is we all have ways that we respond. So when somebody's negative and things like that, okay, like even if you listen to a sermon, you listen to a podcast, you read a book, you listen to a song, even if you do that stuff, but the solution that you've always had is to quit something that's hard, then what's happening is you're running with convenience and not sticking to commitments. So if you're committed, then you're saying, I don't care, like Morghan, I don't care how hard Facebook feels for me. I don't care how out of my brand zone this feels. I'm going to make this work. I'm going to ask the questions and maybe ask multiple questions because I didn't understand the first answer. So I'm going to keep asking. I'm going to watch how many other Facebook trainings I need to watch because that is a solution mindset that progresses you forward, because there's two different solutions. Like there's a solution to quit the commitment because it's inconvenient, and you quit, and then you're back like really where you were at, right? That is a solution. Like a solution for a lot of people is to run when things get hard. A solution is to give in to anxiety that honestly, Morgan and I both have things like where we wrestle with that, okay? So you guys are not alone if that's something that you deal with, but sometimes solution means I can't deal with this. I'm done, and like put it away. Sometimes that's what that is. But that doesn't mean that it's a healthy solution. It's one that's going to progress you forward. And so the thing is that if you said yes to this business at any point in time, I firmly believe for a yes to happen on my team and a yes to happen on Morgan's team, it's because we prayed you into our business. And we believe that your commitment to your business is one that was made by, like for me, like by divine appointment. And so the thing is like not every commitment we make is easy. For me, a commitment that I made is my marriage, right? I made a commitment when I had my babies, like all of that, but hello, like moms or people in relationships, I don't care if you're just dating, you're committed to that person. You know you have a rough day here and there, but are you going to break up with them? Are you going to get a divorce? Are you going to be like, bye kids, like you're not mine? Like, no. And I know that's like pretty extreme, but let's talk about something that's a little bit more surface level. So you have somebody not like, so maybe one person that you send 10 messages. One person is like a hater, period. Like there's no other way to describe it. They're a hater. So they are not for what you're doing. But two people out of those 10 end up ordering from you. One asks you to follow up with them at a different time because they couldn't afford it at the time. And then another one is like, hey, yeah, tell me more about what you do because I need money right now. Are you going to quit because of that one person in the back that was a hater? Or honestly, if 5 people were haters, would that one girl who could possibly be in similar shoes to yours be worth it for you to say, I'm going to stick with my commitment, even though it is not convenient at all for people to be rude? Like, we're not excusing people being hateful, but your commitment to this has to be stronger than your default setting of saying like, I'm gonna do what I've always done. I'm gonna quit because this is inconvenient for me. This is like an issue now, and I don't have time for this. But could you tell, like for me, I could never tell my daughters face to face that mommy was inconvenienced by this really convenient job. So I'm not like, sorry, like I'm not going to do it anymore. No, I'm not going to tell my husband, oh, well, you go to work every day to provide, but I'm inconvenienced by somebody that I could literally hit mute on. Like, if he had a bad boss, he couldn't mute his boss. You guys, if you go to a job, like, I mean, right now we don't, but if you were having to wake up every day and go to your job or deal with professors that maybe are, you know, rude or whatever, and different things like that, you can't hit mute on them. We can hit mute on social media, and it's totally okay. Like, Jesus is for it. It's fine. Just keep going. Keep doing your thing. My thing is that I don't want to see you guys do what I did last summer. It was inconvenient for me to work my business the way that I should have. And I allowed myself, just like Morgan said, she allowed herself to feel like I need people instead of, oh, you know what? No, I'm helping people. I'm helping people. For me, yes, it's inconvenient. It is inconvenient that I am hosting a training and whatever's going on out there. It's inconvenient as crap. But guess what? I can do this even if our house caught on fire. I still had a job. Like, I'm still able to do something. Like, even if stuff like went absolutely crazy, what is inconvenient for a lot of people right now is everything was stripped from them. And honestly, people get laid off and things like that without a virus happening. So what's not, what I'm sticking with for me is that this commitment is not just I have to stick with it because all these people are counting on me and blah, blah, blah. No, it's kind of like just smart business at this point. And I think what's happening in the world really shows us that. People get laid off all the time. People are no longer needed all the time. But this virus really made that like kind of loud, right? So now you're looking at this commitment to this business as this is my security blanket, because even if this isn't in game for me, like this isn't the thing that I want to do forever, at least I have it. For me, honestly, my thing used to be that I had my hair license because I did hair for 10 years. And I always thought if I ever needed to go and make some extra cash, I could do hair again. I could go back to a salon and stuff like that. And guess what? I may believe that certain things are essential, but the government didn't, you know? And so my old backup plan is no longer a legitimate backup plan. And I went to school and got a license, you know, all of that. I spent 10 years in that career. And that's not one that if things went crazy again that I could go do and actually make an income. And that's just not okay with me. I'm not knocking it as a career. I love hair. But my security blanket, my fail safe, like my default thing for an income for my household is not going to be something where I said, you know what, it just got too hard one day and I'm done. No. And if you think that you've had the pattern of I quit things because I get hard, like, because I have done that with other stuff. I have. Like, I quit photography because I compared myself to all the photographers that were in my local area. I quit like so many different things so I'm talking from a place of experience. That's why I'm telling you guys, you have to decide to be committed to this, and that commitment has to outweigh the convenient things. Sometimes it's not going to be the most convenient thing, but the conveniences that you do get when you stay committed are amazing. So anyways, okay, I'm trying to think. So here's the thing, because I'm really excited for what Morgan's about to share. So coming from a place like that, like there, you know, like I was just saying, like when stuff happened and all this stuff's going on, I'm like, wow, my old backup plan used to be that I could do hair again if I needed to. But that's like non-essential right now, says the government. So it's so crazy to think like, okay, we have this thing and we have all of these opportunities. We have all these opportunities to help people. We have all these opportunities to be inconvenienced right now because of the blessings that would come on the other side of it. Like Dave Ramsey says, like, you live like other people won't right now so that later you can live like other people don't. I hope that like makes sense. You live right now how other people won't, because later on you will get to live like other people don't. And the difference in that is going to be the commitment versus what's convenient. So with that, Morgan has a really good story to share with y'all that's going to kind of back that up some more. I'm super pumped. So Morgan, you go ahead and take it.
Yes. And I think I've heard a quote like that before. It was like, do the things that most people won't do so you can live a life that most people won't live, or something like that, which is like basically the same gist. But I love that because like commitment is so important and your goals are so important. And it's like when things don't get convenient, you know, do you even think that your goals are important anymore? Or is it just like the easy route? So I definitely love that analogy. But I don't think it's any secret that this business is hard work. It is. And I know that we do share it, that it is a lot of fun, and we're on social media and we're on our phone and we're living a great life. And are all those things true? Absolutely. Like, I do not try to throw in some fantasy of what this business is. And every time I'm talking to a potential and they're like, oh, it just sounds too good to be true, my first thing I respond back is I say, well, it is hard work. Like, because it is. Like, we bust our butts, you know, for this business, and it does take hard work. And at the beginning, it might feel like you're doing a lot of hard work and you're not getting paid for it. And I can understand that's frustrating, but it's okay, because I look at it as I'm a business owner now. And if I were to start a boutique like another business owner, what on average would I start making a profit? In it like 6 or 7 years or 5 or 6 years, something like that. It's crazy. So I'm looking at it as like, I can make a profit ASAP with something, no matter what the profit is. But if you stick around with it long enough, you're going to achieve your goals. You will. And it pains me that, when people do quit this business, because my goals are their goals. When they tell me their goals, I'm like, yes, those are mine too. Because my goal is to see y'all achieve y'all's goal. That makes, like, nothing more makes me happy than me seeing y'all achieve your goals. And so when people quit, does it bother me? Yeah, I hate anyone to see someone quit on this business, because I know it's such a blessing, but they didn't quit on me. They quit on themselves. And they quit on their commitment, and they quit on their goals, and they said, that's not important anymore. That's what they say. And maybe not to themselves, but essentially that's what they're saying. And so, yes, this is hard work. And where was I going with that? With the commitment versus convenience, just because things get hard doesn't mean you're not supposed to be here. Just because people are being rude does not mean you're not supposed to be here. Just because someone says it's a scam, which is a complete lie, and I have facts to prove it, does not mean you're not supposed to be here. Just because you go through a rough patch when maybe some other people are doing good, and you're like, why am I not doing great? And Sally Sue over here is killing it. That doesn't mean you're not supposed to be here. Nothing means you're not supposed to be here. Nothing at all. Nothing means that this isn't for you. This business isn't for anyone, not anyone. This business isn't for everyone. But if you want to make it work, it will work for you. So don't think that. But the little story that I was going to share, Shay told us this on her journaling Zoom, but it was the story of Kelsey Thornton. And Kelsey said that she's on a training with someone, and they were talking about goals and stuff. And I don't know what y'all believe in, but I believe in God. And Kelsey was talking, and she's like, the reason why I get up every day, or one of the reasons why she gets up every day, and she continues to work, she continues to push, she continues to show up for her family and her business and her girls and her team, and keep doing what she's doing, because she's like, I am not going to die someday and God look me in the face and be like, Kelsey, I had all this stuff for you, all these achievements, all this success, all these highlights, all these things that I was going to have you do. And because you let fear and doubt and negativity and people that are rude and hardship, you couldn't achieve any of this. You didn't get there. I had all this for you. I had you doing all these amazing things. I had you serving all these amazing people. I had you achieving all this amazing stuff. I had you impacting all these people's lives. And you didn't do it because you got scared. You got complacent. You slowed down. You made excuses. You justified why you weren't showing up and stepping up and doing the things that you were doing. And she's looking at him, and what are you going to say? You going to apologize to God? Like, I'm sorry. Like, she goes, that's why I do this business, because I know there's so much. And the things that this business can give, especially if you're new, is like, that ain't me. But every top leader in our company has said that. I still say that at the time. I'm like, I don't know. If it's going to happen, it's because God's going to let it happen, but I don't know. It's scary. People can't see that vision because our minds are just so programmed into just an average 9-to-5, basic pay, whatever, getting by, just enough to have a little bit of fun, but not enough to really do what God has called us to do. Because Bible says that He wants us to live in abundance. He wants us to prosper. And if we are not doing that, what are you doing? What are you doing? So I thought that was just so touching because right now, every single one of you on this call or watching the replay, or even if you're not on our team and you're somehow watching this, he has something or many things planned for you. He says, you're going to do this, and you have this, and you're going to be able to do this, and I have this for you, but it's up to us. And real quick, because Hilary's going to wrap this up, but she shared with me today, and I love using this analogy, but people pray for a cake, and then when God gives you the flour and the sugar and the eggs and the chocolate chips, and you don't put chocolate chips in cake. I've been baking cookies, so that's why chocolate chips. Sorry. You can if you want. I don't know. The vanilla, all the things in the cake, and he gives you the ingredients, and you're like, but I asked for a cake. And he's like, so make it. You have the flour and the sugar and the vanilla and the baking powder and the eggs. You have all the things right here. Are you going to bake the cake, or are you going to let it spoil? So that's all I got.
So good. Okay. I'm like, I feel like we're like piggybacking on these like eating things, because that's what I'm going to wrap it up with. So, okay, everybody wrote down at the beginning of this, you guys were writing down those thoughts, right? All the negative stuff. So right now, I'm about to change my view so I can see everybody. Nobody else can see y'all. They only see me. But if I can see you, or if you can turn on your camera, I want you to do me a favor. And I want you to put your hand like this, or maybe just one hand like this. Okay?
Excuse
So,
my name. It's rough.
Right now, I want you guys to do something with me. Imagine that all the stuff that you wrote down, this is a little plate, okay? This is like a small plate, like a saucer plate. Right now, everything that you wrote down, I want you to act like you're just like dumping it off somewhere. Just dump it off. I'm the only one watching you. I'm the only one that sees how silly everybody looks, okay? So here's the thing. So you're like done with that, okay? You're ready for another serving. You're ready for that abundance to kick in. You're ready for that. So you're like, okay, hold on. I can handle a little bit more, because guess what? You just made room on your plate to get some more. So now you have this. And this is really good for you. This is really good for you and your family. It's really good for that. But God called you to more than that. Okay? What we mean by abundance is because when you get this and you realize, I want some more. Okay? And more is what Mark Pentecost talks about, right? Right now, like more is our word for 2020 as a company. And so here's how you get some more. You dump that off and you say like, thank you, Lord, for my needs getting met. I'm ready for some more. And you're like, okay, here we go. And then the next thing you do, which oh wait, I have a fork for my salad. Anyways, okay, then you get fork out. Okay. You have something a serving spoon, something like that. Okay. Just roll with me with the picture that I'm painting for y'all. But you get that. And when you get that in your hand, you realize that your next serving size beyond your plate, what does that mean? What does it mean to have abundance with this business? What does it mean to have extra? What does it mean to have extra money? Things like that. What happens when you finally made room on your plate? You got rid of all the junk. So here you go. You got some more, and now you're ready for some more of that. It means that you have a soup kitchen size serving. I heard this on somebody else's Zoom, and I'm going to say it right now like it's mine, but it's not. But a soup kitchen size serving. What is that? That's a place where people come to eat. That's a place where people come to be served, to be fed, to be given what they don't have. You guys have the ability to use something like it works as a vehicle, okay? You have a way to be the soup kitchen to your community. You have a way to be the soup kitchen to your network of people. Like, girl, I do not care that you don't speak English as your first language. You better speak some Spanish to everybody. Let them know you're ready to give them a soup kitchen size thing. Like, you're ready to serve that community because maybe it hasn't existed there for them yet. You know, like I don't know how many companies like ours exist in that network, but I can tell you we are one of the first to have the compensation plan that we do for people in different countries the way that we have it. I believe that Mark and Cindy, that's our CEO and his wife, I believe that their vision for our company is that we would be a soup kitchen for other people, that we would be ready to give and be able to. Isn't it smart business for kingdom business, God's business? If God is in the business of changing lives, if he's in the business of helping the lost, helping them be found, why would he not equip us with the means to do so? He knows what kind of world we live in. He knows that money makes everything go round. He knows that that's a resource for us. So if you wrestle with money and you wrestle with earning it and being like this person that can, take that off. Just say like, God, I need resources in my life. I need the lights to stay on. And you know what? If I can help somebody else's lights stay on, if I can help somebody else be able to pay for their dinner. Zeri's the other day, my husband, all right, I'm gonna wrap this up, but my husband, he works at Chick-fil-A, and he had somebody come through just the other day, and when they did, they said the guy ended up paying for like 15 cars behind him. Multiple. And then we like normally hear like, oh, pay it forward, and like somebody pays for one person's thing, and then that person's like, oh, I'll get the next person. No, this one person paid for like multiple ones. I hope, Morgan, did you tell me that story or did Zeri's?
No, he did.
Okay, he did. Okay, because I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, who told
I'm
me?
always at Chick-fil-A too.
We talk about Chick-fil-A all the time, but yeah, so he told me about that, and I'm like, I want to do that. And not only that, like, I was the person who, when my parents, like, this is just a part of my story really quick, but when my parents split up, they fought so much over who would pay for what and things like that. I missed out on a lot. And there was different people around my community that looked out for people like me who were able to give and pay scholarships to different camps and stuff like that. I have always wanted to be the person who got to write that check. Like, I want to be that person. That's what abundance means. It's not selfish to want more. It's not selfish to say, well, there's some more room on my plate. You want to give me some more? Like, no, he's going to give you more when he knows your heart's right about it. If your heart's right about it, you will get the more. But he also will watch your commitment. He'll see that and he'll say like, okay, she's ready because she's so committed to this. She is able to steward this well. I know I can trust her with more because she's going to be she's going to be able to handle that well. So that is like what I really want you guys to not pick that list up tomorrow morning. When you wake up and you get ready to work and you look at that list, do not put the stuff that you just threw off your plate, don't put it back on it. Like, try your best to not. And if you feel like it's coming back, because some facts are facts. Some things you're brand new and you're learning. Some things are like, this is stressful. I'm not used to working like this. I'm not used to posting like this. I'm not used to those things. Be honest and open about that and let your leader know. You know what I mean? Like, we don't judge that. We're going to help you get through it. We're going to give you some tips. You're going to get past it. You're going to go freaking diamond. You're going to earn a $15,000 bonus. That means you earning $15,000 means that you just helped three other people. I don't know, 3 or 4 other people start making $500 a month, plus one person would be making a little bit more than that. That's what you earning $15,000 means. That's what you earning the bonus means, is that you just helped somebody, like all these different people, start making that kind of income. So I hope that this was helpful to you guys tonight. Let us know. Oh, yes. And we're going to do a boomerang. Morgan's going to do one. So everybody turn on your cameras. But I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.